Thanks, Todd. I gotta say, giving up Star Wars, selling it to Disney for billions of dollars, that was really hard. That was really hard on me. Listen, Star Wars is my baby. Okay, I poured blood, sweat, and tears into that franchise. That chair that I sat on for the entirety of my directing the prequels was like a second home to me. I sat on that chair from 5 a.m. to 12 a.m. And it was just so comfortable, and it was so hard to give up that chair, both metaphorically and physically. Although the chair wasn't in the agreement, I got to keep the chair. Uh, yeah. I approached them with some ideas for Star Wars Episode 7. I know I always said there's never gonna be an Episode 7, but I originally planned for there to be a 7th and 8th and ninth movie. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna lie. And I'm gonna say that, though there will be no Star Wars Episode 7, even though I really meant that there would be a Star Wars Episode 7 and 9. 8 and 9. And my plan was to drop it. And then I was just absolutely victimized by Disney offering me $2 billion. And I was like, oh my gosh, geez, get off my back, man. But then they were like, hey man, if you want to go through with this deal, that's fine. We're very interested in making more Star Wars movies. I was like, fine, I'll freaking sell you Star Wars, okay? And it was very, very hard on me and my team but largely me, because my team agrees with everything I say. It was a lot. And I brought up some ideas for Star Wars Episode 7, but they didn't want to go that direction. And honestly, it's their franchise now. It's not mine anymore. But they're all stupid idiot diaper babies for not wanting to go with my idea. Do you want to hear my idea for the sequel trilogy? Okay, I'll tell you. So you know Samuel L. Jackson, right? You know Samuel L. Jackson, Mace Windu? He's alive. Yeah, he's alive. Yeah, it's so good the way I did it. I'm so proud of myself and only myself for how I did it. Because you might be wondering, how did Mace Windu survive? Well, everyone loves Samuel L. Jackson, so I thought I need to bring Samuel L. Jackson Mace Windu back. Because he was always planned. Samuel L. Jackson was always planned from A New Hope. I was like, I gotta get that guy for Mace Windu. And I knew that he'd be the character to travel through all three of the trilogies. And I thought, what's a good way to bring him back? And then I thought, I already thought about this 40 years ago. So I'll just go ahead and use that. And that idea was a new force power, right? It was a new power. It was a new force power of transparency. Where after Emperor Palpatine, at the start of the movie, after the title crawl, we're gonna cut to Emperor Palpatine shocking Mace Windu, Samuel L. Jackson, and he's gonna get visited. And he's going to throw out the window, and he's going to get visited by the ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. And he'll say, Mace Windu, I'm the ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. I'm a Jedi ghost. You need to use this force spell in order to survive. And he says, okay, Qui-Gon Jinn. And so Qui-Gon Jinn teaches him the force power in the middle of him falling. And then it's like just in the nick of time, he does the force power, and then he just slips through the planet, and then we get this awesome CGI shot where it's just a CGI, and it's not very realistic looking, but that's also kind of the appeal because it looks kind of bad, but it's also really good. And he's just going down through the planet, and you see him through the core. And Samuel L. Jackson's actually gonna say 100 F-bombs in this movie, so. But it's okay because I'll cover it up with lasers and space sounds and space explosions. He's going to be going down the planet, and he's going to go into the Earth's core because the Coruscant's core is very, very hot, and he's going to go, oh wait, oh no, and then he's going to go, oh, F word, and then he's going to go, oh. he's gonna go down through the earth, and then there's gonna be a really cool camera turning shot. There's gonna be a really cool camera turning shot where he goes through and it goes down, and it's sort of like one of those whoop-ha, one of those things. And it's yeah, I'm super excited for this. I'm not gonna make it, but I'm super excited by the idea of it. Yeah. The main bad guy, actually, this is something I'm kind of really proud of. It just connects so well back to the original story. And it's actually based on an idea I had, when making Empire Strikes Back, and that is, Boba Fett's son. Yeah, Boba Fett's son. Boba Fett's gonna have a son. His name is gonna be Shoba Fett, and he's gonna be Boba Fett's son. And in this movie, we're gonna find out that Boba Fett is actually Darth Vader's brother. Yeah, and that explains why Darth Vader didn't have a father. It's because he's actually a clone. It worked so well. And then moving on down the family tree, the big twist of the first movie is that Luke and Leia aren't actually siblings. So Luke and Leia have a baby, and his name is Luke. His name is His name's Sean Skywalker, and he's gonna be Luke and Leia's baby because they are not siblings anymore. And Han Solo, he slipped up and he got himself done trapped in carbonite again. Can you believe it? Classic Han Solo, always getting. And one of the things that I love about the idea of this movie is just the non-stop action. So what I plan on doing is making these boxes. These probably 4 foot by 4 foot boxes of green screen for the characters to go inside, and we're going to film the entire movie like that. So the characters are just gonna sit in their box, and they're kind of gonna pretend to walk around, but they're not gonna walk around really because they can only walk like 4 feet, right? So it's very, very exciting. We have the technology to put people in boxes now, and I'm so excited to put Samuel L. Jackson and Harrison Ford and also Mark Hamill in a box, and I'm so excited. As for the second movie is actually going to be called, actually, let's get back to the name of the first movie. First movie is going to be called Star Wars, Joba's Fett's Revenge. And then, you remember Alien? Right? You remember Alien? You remember how the tagline for Alien was in space, in space, no one can hear you scream. Do you remember that? Well, because we're gonna have Samuel Jackson in this movie, he's gonna say a lot of F-bombs. And some of those F-bombs might be in space. I don't know. It might be in space. And so, you won't be able to hear him say the F-bomb. So we're going to call the movie Star Wars, Joba Fett's Revenge, and then the tagline is, in space, no one can hear you say the F word. And it's very cool. It's going to be a fun action family film. And unfortunately, Disney broke into my house and basically held me at gunpoint to sign away Star Wars. So unfortunately, now I can't make that movie. It's kind of a passion project of mine. As for the second one, I'm so excited to tell you about the second one. So the big reveal about this one is that Luke Skywalker is actually a bone marrow baby, and Obi-Wan Kenobi's the father.